that is how it works. And sales is tough, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've experienced this, but do you think that like what's your percentage around uh leads that come in, like warm leads, people that you knew, relationships that you've had that you closed business with, versus just totally cold, didn't know them at all, didn't have any connections, didn't have any in? I know what my split's been over the years, but I'm curious to hear what your split has been on the mix of business that you get.
Like, oh, you mean success rate or
Yeah,
like
like what's the
try it?
split between like the times when you knew somebody and had a relationship versus the times where you just tried to go cold and like cold call or try to make that intro, like the success ratio?
I guess a better metric or one that I'd rather share would be like if I were to look at like my total amount of deals and to say I only choose the ones that are people I didn't know like prior, it happened because of business.
Yeah.
And I had to choose like the percentage of what of those happened because of 100% cold reach out, or what percentage of those deals happened because I knew that person or met that person via like just going to an event or responding to something on social media. I'd say that like 80% of them were the organic cold versus the like planned cold outreach for me, at
Yeah.
least. They're both
Yeah.
cold interactions and they're both cold intros, but like one example was there's a golf tournament in Tulsa called the Bucky. It's a big like pipe tournament. Most people, at least in the Mid-Con region, know about it, if not in the US, related to OCTG at least. And so I went there and I made sure I spent all the money on sponsorship, got um, the the cover fee covered for the night before happy hour, like all these things, right? That sound crazy. Just spent all this money having hardly any income. This was like 3 months into fully being self-employed. Met one person there at the bar, the golf tournament, the night before the golf tournament. One guy at the bar had a couple beers. I did math on like a year later, and he brought me in income, net income, not just deals, but net income. It was like 60,000 in net income just through easy deals. Continuing to talk to him just because we became friends that night. So
Yeah.
about 80% plus of deals come from just that.
I mean, that's all it is. It's like get in front of people. And for me, my split, like early on, it was, the success ratio for totally cold call, like didn't know him, didn't have a relationship, didn't have an in, was probably 10% or less. It was most of the business
Yeah.
was like I knew somebody over there or they knew me or like, someone referred me and it was kind of a warm intro. And then I
Yeah.
think over time, that split it's still easier when you have the relationship. But I think that, you get the track record and then that helps. And then, people see or have heard of you and you find a way to get in front of people, like with the media stuff. It's like, people ask me why I do it. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, networking is not really like a straight line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a zigzag. It's like someone hears about you and you just never know who's going to tune in. And do you think that, I'm trying to see where I was going to go with that. Basically, you get these, here's the question I was going to ask. Like
Okay.
early on, were people saying like, what makes you think you can do this? Like, was like before you had the track record, was there that credibility that you had to establish as an entrepreneur doing it on your own? Or was it because your dad and because of the background, it was easier?
It was definitely easier. I mean, I got I got to test the waters. I got the training wheels version of, running the business and running that type of business. The only big change for me was that the business with dad was a service-based business, and consulting service-based. Based on like that percentage for if we succeeded with the client. Whereas this position now, it's very much related to pipe and very much related to oil and gas, but I actually hold positions and I hold inventory. So I tell people that I buy pipe, I reclaim pipe, I hold pipe, I juggle pipe, I lose pipe, and hopefully at the end of the day, I at some point sell pipe for a profit. Um,
Yeah.
so there's a whole different list of risks and um, just different things I have to think about daily compared to with my dad. But I guess to circle back on your question, it did make it significantly easier to begin.